What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jay back here again for another video on Real Sports Talk, and the Cowboys actually win another game. This is crazy considering the season that the Cowboys have been having, man. Real talk. You know, the Cowboys just came off a bye week, and before that, they had the, terrible, crushing loss against the undefeated, Steelers. But going into this game, since the Eagles game, the Cowboys have been looking like a way better team. Ever since they cut Poe and Griffin, they've been looking like a better team. It's almost as if Poe and Griffin were old guys past their prime, and they weren't helping the team out. So they get better defensively, which has helped offensively because they're starting to find a rhythm. They finally benched Terrence Steele, garbage, excuse for alignment tail, which allowed this O-line to play way better in the passing game and in the running game. Ezekiel Elliott looked like the running back that we paid $16 to $90 million to, as he had a 21 rush, 103-yard game. And just like I love to see, Tony Pollard complimented Zeke by coming in and providing big plays and providing a huge touchdown on a 41-yard run. That's how you use those two. I'm not a guy that really just wants Tony by himself or Zeke by himself. I really want them together because I feel like Zeke provides that power and Tony provides that burst. And you need both, man. It makes your team that much more successful. When you're the Cowboys and you're a running football team, you need two backs. Just having Zeke out there all day is not going to be great. But now that you have Tony, a guy that can come out when Zeke's been punishing the defense and, take one to the house or just burst past you because of his speed and his change of pace and electricity, as a football player, it helps, tire out their defense, and it gives you those big plays that he got today. And I hope the Cowboys continue to use them like this. The Cowboys do not need to put Terrence Steele back out here. If it's up to me, I would have this same offensive line, and I would have them for the rest of the year, unless you're confident that Brandon Knight can play that right tackle spot. But your offensive line has not been better, and they play a good injured. Yes, they were injured. They have been injured. Hunter's not there. I think Glenville Joseph isn't playing and all that stuff, but the Vikings, they did play an injured Vikings D-line, but they are still the Vikings defense. And they are still a top defense, in this league. Maybe not as good as they once was, but they're still a really good defense. So for this offensive line to, produce the way they produced today and, help the team out, it was great. The defense stepped up. Donovan Wilson is a monster. I think people need to start, watching that kid, man. Dallas Cowboys have found a gem with him. 6th round pick out of Texas A&M a couple years ago. He was on the bench for a couple years. He had a preseason where he showed out. And ever since then, every Cowboy fan was saying, hey, man, Donovan Wilson, when's he going to get his shot? And with the Jason Garrett trash organization, he never got to see the field. But with Mike McCarthy, he played him, and he's been producing. He's been our best safety so far this season. And he's not Earl Thomas or something like that. He's not a ball hog or anything like that. But he's just a really good energy player. And I feel like energy matters. Toughness matters in the game of football. When you got players like that, they're going to be really good and impactful. I mean, Dalvin Cook is one of the most physical runners in the NFL. And he popped this man and made him fumble and had Dalvin on the ground laying there for a little second. That takes a lot from a safety. You can ask other safeties in this game how hard it is to tackle a guy like Dalvin Cook who loves that contact, and, he hit him. And this ain't the first time. He had another fumble in that game where he, recovered one. He literally stripped it from Kirk Cousins. The kid is special, man, and he can get his hands, he knows how to get his hands on the ball. Now, is his eyes not the greatest? Yes, but he's a young safety, and I think with coaching and, experience, he'll get better at that. But he shows flashes of a guy who looks like he can be a top safety. He really does. He really does show those flashes, and I'm really excited to see what he does in the future. Having Cheeto back, Jordan Lewis, and all them guys, at first it was looking bad. Justin Jefferson and, Adam Thielen were dogging them. But, as the game went on, the Cowboys defense started to hold up. The corners started to hold up. We weren't getting killed by penalties like we usually do. We were making good plays. Kellen Moore, I don't care what nobody else say, great job by you because you made great play calls. The Dalvin Cook one, even if it was broken coverage or not, it was a good play call. The Ezekiel Elliott, option, I've never seen it. the running to the running back and then the running back options it to the receiver. That was great. CeeDee Lamb himself is a dog. I mean, he's so talented, man. Like, the catch he made today is just ridiculous. Dalton, he's one of those receivers, in my opinion, that's kind of like a DeAndre Hopkins, where it's like, you can throw it up to him and he can bring it down. Dalton had played, he did that 2 or 3 times in the game, where he just threw the ball up in the goal line, 1v1 with CeeDee Lamb, and just said, hey, CD might go get it. And once he did, the other time it was a little overthrown. But that's just, the confidence that he has in a rookie receiver. And, it shows how good of a receiver CeeDee Lamb is, man. This receiving class in itself is amazing with Jefferson and Claypool and, Judy and all those guys. And, I really feel like CeeDee Lamb has the potential to be the second, the first, in that top 3 of guys when you go down 5-6 years from now from that class that could be an all-pro, Pro Bowler, and maybe a future Hall of Famer. He has that type of potential, and as he grows, you'll probably see more of him. So, great game, what I'm saying? Gallup needs to start catching the football a little bit more. Shout out to Koo for making the consistent plays. He didn't make the breakout plays, but he made big plays, and he made that big 4th down conversion. Shout out to the coaching. Mike Nolan, you did a good job. Your run defense wasn't great, but it did enough to win a game. This team, in my opinion, the Cowboys can win the division. I think the Cowboys can make a run. Yes, the schedule ain't the easiest, but San Francisco's hurt. Who knows what the Ravens are? The Ravens are a good team, but at the same time, like, they passing game is atrocious, man. It's sometimes hard to watch. You know what I mean? So maybe you can win those games. Cincinnati doesn't have Joe Burrow no more. You know what I'm saying? Alex Smith is good. He ain't great. This Washington football team isn't great. You can win those games. You can beat Philly. You almost beat Philly with Ben DiNucci. I'm sure you can beat them with Andy Dalton. So the Cowboys can win this division. Now, I know everybody's talking about top pick. And trust me, I want a top pick too. I'd be lying if I sit here and said I don't want a top pick, because I do. But at the same time, I'm a competitive dude. And I want my team to be in a competitive position. All fans are like that. And, maybe if the Cowboys make a run, I would like to see them make a run. Maybe down the line when the draft is here and the Eagles are picking ahead of us and all that, then I'll be like, man, I wish we probably would have, if we get bounced out in the 1st and 2nd round of playoffs, then I'll probably think about it. But right now, while you're in season mode, I just say give it everything you got. And if you suck, you suck. And if you're good, you're good. But tanking is not what this culture needs to become. You don't need to have that mentality. It needs to be hey, we don't have these pieces, but we're going to try to do it the best we can. And whatever draft position we end up with, we end up with. Let's be honest, none of the top guys in the draft is a really big need for us. I think, everybody talks about, the Lyle Collins, thing, but I think today you saw that the Dallas Cowboys offensive line, it's not terrible. You put the right pieces in the right places. If, Zach Martin can play that right tackle position. Lyle's coming back next year. And unlike Tyron, Lyle isn't really going to be an injured every other day type of guy. So you're gonna probably get a fully healthy season out of Lyle Collins. And with that left tackle position, I think both Brandon Knight and Cameron Fleming are good enough to, get through a season with a good running game and a good passing game that doesn't give up a lot of sacks. I think that's good enough. So I don't think you're going to be crying if you don't get Penny Sewell. Because I think you got enough guys on your line where if you put the right pieces in the right parts, like you saw today, you'll get a good O-line. But if you put Terrence Steele out there, then you won't. But, if you can get Tyler Biadasz, you can get, Connor Williams, Joe Looney, a Zach Martin and a Lyle Collins lineup for a season, you might be on to something. Like, that's a really good offensive line in my opinion. Do I want Zach Martin playing right tackle a whole season? No. But if Tyron Smith comes back and he's not fully healthy and you get the 19th pick and you can't get a great offensive tackle, am I okay with him playing that position? Yes, because he's a great player that can play those positions. So, ultimately, I'm happy about what the Cowboys are at. You know, it's been a rough season, and if they make a run, they make a run. I'll be fully behind them all the way, and I'd love to see them at least steal a game. I think even if they just go and steal a game in the playoffs at home, that would be huge for this season and the confidence. You know, no matter what Andy does, I don't think anything is going to, make us or the front office, want him instead of that. But I think if the Cowboys can at least win out and they can get to the playoffs and steal a game, that shows a lot of hope for the future when you get that back. That's all I got to say about y'all. Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comment section. Peace.